Welcome back, you guys. Kate and I are still here, and we're still discussing about the great world of design and also all that's included in it. In this part of the talk, we really want to know about Kate's personal take on her own journey in design and also visual communication. So our next vocabulary is going to be creativity. So I think it's a very big word. It envelopes a lot of other concepts. What are your major, feelings and thoughts when you suddenly hear this word out of the blue?
Exciting. I think creativity is really exciting word. When you listen to it, you feel freedom because it allows you to do something.
I can't agree more.
Yeah, it allows you to do something out of the ordinary, so you can just go wild with it. Like when somebody say creativity is in their brief, and then it's a lot of chance for you to go explore and be curious and keep pushing things across the boundaries. So yeah, I feel so excited when hearing that word.
Because you're currently working in a creative field, I think there is a certain demand for a constant output of, creative power and creative products. Does it ever get stressful for you?
Yeah, sure. I think out of the excitement, there is a really struggling part that I believe that a lot of every single creative person would go through is the creative block. It's the period that you can't produce work anymore, so you don't feel like creating anything, and you feel like anything that you create is ugly. And sometimes, especially for the younger creative people like me, it's really difficult to kind of like go through that part of pushing yourself just past your ego, and just have to accept yourself that you're gonna create bad work at the beginning of your career, because to be able to do good work, you have to pass through that part of creating bad work first. It's practicing, so it's kind of like you have to pep talk yourself to yourself to get through that one, and then just building years and years and years of working with people, with yourself, improving your own skill. So just have to remember that you're just not gonna stay the same for the next few years. If you keep working, if you don't giving up on yourself, if you don't give up on yourself, and it's gonna get better. So yeah, I know that it's just gonna be a time where you can't move forward, but it's gonna move forward even if it's slow. So yeah.
I genuinely am very fascinated about, the relationship between creators and their ego, because the ego can be such a powerful propeller, but at the same time, it's such a vice for creators, because you either find this, endless sort of passion to kind of fulfill your own ego to create and have that ego realized, but at the same time you're also scared of letting yourself down if you don't do well enough. And I think you summarized it very beautifully by saying, there comes a point where you just have to get over your own ego. And we have the last but definitely not least vocabulary of the day, and that word is tools. So we talked a lot about how design is a very useful and powerful tool that balances both, calculation and creativity. But I'm sure there are a lot of tools that was implemented before you got to, graduate design. That is the academic tools that you deployed in school. What are your major tools in completing a bachelor degree in visual communication? And also, what are the tools that you use in your everyday career as a marketing person for a creative business?
I think not only creative people, but a lot of people working right now, since creative industry is getting more open to people from outside the basic tool like Adobe Creative Suite, like Illustrators, InDesign, Photoshop. I think those are the really basic things that you have to master to kind of produce anything in this field. But that actually I have this perception of tools gonna evolve and kind of change through time, and the speed is going to be really, really quickly Like before, you to create a poster, create a banner, you only know like Photoshop or illustrators, but like now you literally can do anything on Canva. For me, the tools, the actual tool to make it, the physical tool is not that important anymore. What you have to go back now is the foundation of design and critical thinking, and just getting more the research, more theory part of it. Like why do you do things, and then design become more like a research, a science. Design become more like a science where you get to do research and get to kind of being really critical about decision making, and being a more long-term and broader, in terms of projects, and making products that more meaningful, not only just by creating the end part of it.